And that's it. In the deep freeze, nothing else to do. Mimi, Bruno, school, come on. Wait for me. You know, just because something is unfamiliar doesn't mean it's difficult to cook. I mean, this squid with salt and pepper is incredibly easy, very quick. And what is probably the simplest thing about it is that this is the only ingredient you need to buy, and you can get it frozen and keep it in the deep freeze. The rest you're probably going to have in the house. In other words, some peppercorns and salt, which you then, very pleasurably, smash to smithereens. Fine. So the squid, my squidlets. Look at these babies. The baby squid is great because it's so tender. So nice little rings. Beautiful. Keep the tentacles whole, and when you fry them, they just swell up like chrysanthemum blossoms. Salt and pepper mixture just goes into a bit of corn flour and give it a good sort of swing around just so everything coats the squid. Oh, this is a very good part. You have got to feel a bit more relaxed at the end of the day after a bit of squelching and squeezing like this. OK. It. Now I'm going to turn this up. Just put a teeny bit of ring in to see if it sizzles and is ready. That's right. You know, it's really difficult to undercook squid when it's as tender as this. And you just see when they get rosy and start kind of bulging out of the fat a bit. I just want to eat just with a lemon with this, just to maintain the zen-like purity. Right, we can tong out. Look at this. So, just lemon, and either your fingers or my special chopsticks for the eternally incompetent. I want you to get your homework done now. We'll read your books. The farm.
The farm.
Well done. If you are going to be inviting friends over in the middle of the week for supper, you really need to be sure you have food you can cook quickly, easily, and that doesn't need too much strenuous shopping. And this pumpkin and seafood curry is just that. I mean, I'm evangelical about this. Top of a can of coconut milk. The top tends to be thick like this, and then it gets sort of thin and watery underneath. Into that, I use yellow curry paste. You can use red if you want. I just love this golden colour. I use 2 tablespoonfuls. Some like it hot. I like it very hot. So just whisk these together, and all. You know, the curry paste and the thick bit of the milk will just meld together in sort of golden, aromatic sludge. Fine. So, now, the rest of the coconut milk, can you see, look, they're running a bit. And then, a bit of fish stock, and, you know, I'm using it out of a jar. So this is all these liquid stocks that I seem to be addicted to. Put that in. Fish sauce, got my Nigella's spoons, 3 tablespoons. Although I can't be bothered to measure it. But I taste so much of this anyway. Right, spoonful of sugar, just to balance the sort of sweet-sour intensity. Turmeric. Really, this is just to enhance the kind of goldenness. Lovely. Lime leaves, just snip them in. Lemongrass. Now, I like this bit. You have to bruise the lemongrass, by which I mean put the flat of the knife on and press down. And then kind of helps that lovely gentle sourness permeate that broth. So just bring this to the boil and get on with the pumpkin. You can use butternut squash if you want, whatever's easier. You need 1 kilo, which sounds like a hideous amount, but in fact, it's only these 2 pieces by the time you've peeled and seeded. I often do a vegetarian version of this, and for myself too, and I am no vegetarian. Simply, instead of fish stock, I use vegetable stock, and in place of the seafood, a few cans of drained chickpeas. It's really fabulous. Oh, so beautiful as well. I mean, that's sort of got to cheer you up. Okay, in with the pumpkin. Why I like this particularly is what I find when you invite people around for supper, especially after work, they tend to be late. And what you do with this is you just cook the pumpkin until it's tender. And it's so hard to say when that is because some seem to take 5 minutes, some 15. But once you've done that, you can turn it off and leave it because the fish that's going in later will take 5 minutes. Well, pumpkin's about tender. All that happens now is you plonk in 500 grams, thereabouts. It's a pound in old money. This is wonderful fish for curry because it's so robust and it can really hold up to it well. Prawns. Now, the only thing I'm going to be really bossy about here, I mean it, is these prawns have to be raw. Just don't even bother with cooked prawns. Just leave them out in that case. This will take about, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes. Not too demanding. Bring up to the boil. Let these cook. So that's going to take hardly any time. So just so I can keep busy, I'm going to chop some coriander for later now. Perfect. That's done. Veg. I like these packets of pak choy you can get, but you can really use any vegetables you want. And in fact, I sometimes use those, already topped and tailed fine beans. They'll need longer than the pak choy, which really just needs to be wilted. So let it come back to the boil and you're done. Bit of tamping down. Give it a minute, if that. Oh, glorious. So a taste for the seasoning. Lovely. But I think be even more wonderful, just a teeny weeny bit of lime juice, and it will sing. So, what I've got to do now, dish it up, little fragrant last-minute sprinkling of coriander. We're away.